A tremendous boom, a pillar of vicious orange flame, endless billows of thick gray smoke. To those on the ground, some who narrowly escaped becoming victims of the fatal crash of Flight 255, it seemed to happen in an instant. A tiny speck of deadly time that will never be erased in the minds of people like Robert Baser, who had just flown Northwest Airlines in from New York and turned the key in his Avis rental car at almost the exact second the disabled plane ripped through the building he'd just left.
It exploded. The building, as high as you could see, it was just fire. And there was a wing of the plane that was in flames. It had taken out like 5 cars with it. I looked all around me and there was just fire, and I didn't know whether I should drive out because I'd be driving right into fire. I got out of my car, got back into my car. Basically, I didn't know where to go.
Moments later, Mazer was able to drive away, but others were not so lucky. 2 unidentified people in this small truck that witnesses said was ripped from the I-94 overpass and hurled down Middlebelt, spinning end to end, were among those killed on the ground. Amid a stretch of road strewn with debris and bodies, police and emergency crews arrived on the scene, searching for clues and hope, eventually dotting their path with deathly yellow tarps covering the remains. It soon became a sad and lethargic vigil for rescuers and for some who watched, those who had been first on the scene.
I got up, I thought it was lightning that had struck something, so I got up and I looked outside and I didn't see anything. And then I heard Kimberly screaming, and I ran outside and I saw her running from her car. I kept asking her, what happened? What did you see? What happened? And she just said, a plane. A plane almost hit me.
Everything was on fire. You couldn't do nothing.
Any signs of life at all?
None that I could see. I didn't hear nobody screaming or crying.
Just behind this point, the twisted wreckage of the cockpit where it finally came to rest under the overpass of the I-94 freeway. Police and firefighters basically giving up the hope of finding any survivors and spending these hours securing the area until the FAA can arrive to investigate the cause of the crash. As police tried to hold people back, those who had tried to help stood silent and watched. That fatal moment now turned to hours of shock and disbelief. But for others, it turned to grim opportunity. Gawkers perusing the dark police lines, one man saying he bypassed barricades by plodding through woods and ditches, whatever it took, he said, to get up close. And still others took gruesome advantage of the disaster, police arresting 6 people for looting the crash site, area surrounding bodies that had not even been identified. In Romulus, I'm Shelley Seisler, 10 o'clock news.